At this point, you have to know. Slightly biased time is a little bit different than regular time. I'd say a time. Add a solid 5 minutes. That's best case scenario. I feel like I'm early. I feel like I'm early, actually. Just so you guys know, my hair does look like I cut it. I didn't cut it. My hair is still long, all right? I saw some confusion. I only cut my beard. My hair, I will never cut my hair. I will literally never ever cut my hair. You know what, matter? In fact, I'm just gonna let it down, okay? My hair will never get cut. Ever, literally. If my hair got cut, something's gone wrong and somebody needs to check it. Just send a wellness check or something. What up, Bleach? Go, sup, dude? Loved you on Locked On. Yeah. Thank you. I did go on Locked On. I enjoyed being on Locked On. That was the first time I've ever been on anybody else's show in that capacity. I've been on the We Talk Mavs, Globe Mavs guys, post-game show. I went on Reddit Mavs and Squish, their call-in show. But those are all like post-game shows, like live reactions. I had never been on somebody else's show. In that capacity, and I wish I was a little bit more high energy. We also recorded at like 10:30 p.m. So I was fucking tired. I was at the Weekend concert the night before. But yeah, it was fun though. I'm happy that they had me on. It was a good time. I know a lot of you have been asking about either me having one of them on or me going on there. So yeah. Hey, I wish for it almost a year later it happened. Yeah. I need to have one of them on this show too. I want to hear some more Dinwiddie propaganda. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out my Dinwiddie propaganda video, make sure you do that. I love doing the propaganda videos. They're fun. I think you guys enjoy them. They do decently well. They do decently well for like off-season video content. They do all right. So I think I'm gonna keep doing them. And then every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday from now until the start of the season, I'll be going live at this time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Maybe we'll change the time depending on how it does. I just don't want to. I don't want to stream at 5. It's just too late for me. It's a weird time of the day, especially if there's no games on, because it's just a weird time. Like I don't want to eat before. Then if I stream for 2 or 3 hours, I'm gonna be fucking starving in the middle of it. And I refuse to eat on stream. I could just never bring myself to do that. But anyways, today, I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I missed since the last time I streamed, which really isn't much. This has been a completely and totally dead offseason. It's been one of the worst off seasons I can remember. But we're going to talk about pretty much just the KD stuff. RJ Barrett signed his rookie. Well, I guess it wasn't really a rookie max extension. But he signed an extension last night. We'll talk about that, what that means for Donovan Mitchell. And then there's this article. I was going to take a look at the drama from the Mavs offseason. I was going to rank each and every storyline. But I was doing my research yesterday, and it wasn't as drama-filled as I remember. Dallas Cowboys go 10-7 and miss the playoffs. How is it even possible for them to go 10-7 and miss the playoffs? Isn't there an extra playoff team? Next week, we're doing NFL stuff. Okay? Next week, I'll give my predictions, I guess, from a completely and totally casual fan's point of view. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the NFL, but I feel like I'd be a fucking idiot to not at least talk about it. So next week, we're going to do that. The Mavs fucked up so much this offseason. I don't get why they didn't just give Brunson the bag. Yeah, then that's going to be the main focal point of today's stream. There was an article published by ESPN where they said the Mavs had the worst offseason in the NBA. So we're going to read that article. And I'm going to say why I think it's bullshit. I really don't think they had the worst offseason in the NBA. I don't even think it's really close, to be honest with you. But we'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. And I think maybe next stream. I'll give my off-season grades. It kind of seems like it's done. Did Locked On Mavs cut out anything in your collab? No. He told me before, he's like, yeah, we try to avoid cussing on here. And I know I can cuss a lot on my streams and stuff, but I don't really, it's not like an uncontrollable thing for me. But also, it's kind of funny because we talked, after we finished recording, we talked for like probably another 15, 20, 30 minutes. And I feel like that conversation was probably like a little bit more insightful. I think it's, as somebody commented, the Spencer Dinwiddie one. I didn't even notice that they did their own Spencer Dinwiddie thing, and they titled it "The Most Important Player in the NBA." So I know it looks like I stole their content, which I didn't. I tweeted that out months ago. I've been getting sucked back into the NFL this past month. I'm so amped for the season, and I barely thought about the NBA. It's crazy because I'm a hoops guy mainly. I'm really not sucked into the NFL again. I heard this, I don't remember where I heard this. I think it might have been Bill Simmons actually on his podcast was talking about this. How it's like, it feels like every NFL fan goes through the stage where it's just like, holy shit, this league is so fucking evil. Like, it's just, I've talked about this before, but NBA offseason, it's usually funny. You know, like the drama, the intrigue, the things that go on, the headlines. It's usually fun. It's usually like, oh my God, Joel Embiid calls Ben Simmons a bitch or something like that. And it's just funny. But NFL, it is egregious. It's horrible. NFL is like, yeah, this player got shot 14 times in a robbery attempt. This player sexually harassed 60 women. This player killed somebody in a drunk driving accident. This player got arrested for felony domestic abuse charges. It's like, holy shit. And the league just doesn't give a fuck. So it's just like, I'm at this weird impasse as an NFL fan where I'm just like, feel just gross. You know what I'm saying? It just feels disgusting. And on top of that, the Cowboys suck. So it's not like I can just sit here and be like, hey man, not everyone can be Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, right? But the Cowboys suck. And I want an excuse to not watch them or root for them. So this feels like a nice little, this feels like a nice excuse. And then there's Miles Bridges. Yeah, I mean, the NBA is not like, it's not like it never happens in the NBA. It definitely does. It happens in every single sports league. That's just the nature of the beast. But, it just feels worse in the NFL. You know? Henry Ruggs. Yeah, I mean, that, like, when was the last time something like that has happened in the NBA? A Henry Ruggs thing. I feel like Dallas is holding off because they want to keep their first for a bigger move. We already have the same number of available firsts for used for DeJounte. Would you be willing to throw in a first to get Boyan and Conley? No. Unless Bertans was in that trade. I feel like Nico needs to get in the lab and put another star next to Luka. I'm going to talk about the Mavs offseason here in a bit because I really don't think. I don't know if it's just it's hopium and copium, but I'm doing all of this this research for the propaganda series. Man, I really don't think things are as dire as people are making it out to be. Thoughts on Luka smoking cigs and drinking Coke in the Sylvania national team? Listen, as somebody who has partook in the sweet sin of cigarettes in the past, not anymore, but in the past, it is crazy to me that an NBA player, or really an athlete in general, can smoke cigarettes and then perform. Especially an NBA player. That's absolutely insane to me. But I'll say this. I have been, in the past, I was lucky enough to be in the locker room of an MLB team. And I'll say this. I saw players ripping cigarettes in the fucking hallway before the game. It was kind of crazy. So, I don't know. I don't really care about cigarettes. I mean, if he's like a chain smoker, that's a little bit concerning. Just given his cardio and stuff like that. But, I tweeted this out yesterday, man. Call me when he's doing heroin. All right? I don't really care. Weed, I don't care. Cocaine, I don't care. Okay? Psychedelics, I don't give a shit. Meth, heroin, then we can start being like, whoa, Luka, maybe take it a little bit easy in the offseason, man. All right? We can hook you up with a mushroom guy. We can hook you up with a shrooms guy. We can hook you up with an LSD guy. I draw the line at heroin. Did you notice that Through the Wire started doing lives recently? They're stealing your whole flow. Yes, it is known that I am the first live streamer ever. I'm the first person to ever live stream. So yeah, I have noticed that. No, I was talking with Nick about this after we recorded the Locked On. Sports streaming is at its infancy, and I want to be at the ground floor. Is the title clickbait or what? No, it's not clickbait. The ESPN posted some article about the Mavericks having the worst offseason. We're going to look at that. But first and foremost, let me tweet out that I'm live, okay? Let me tweet out that I'm live. Here's the thing about live streaming. I was looking at this. I haven't live streamed in a month. Doesn't feel like it, but I haven't live streamed in a month. It's kind of like that old friend that, you know, you don't, sometimes you go months without talking to, but when you see each other, it's just like, boom, it clicks. That's how it feels for live streaming. It doesn't feel like I haven't live streamed in a month at all. Definitely felt like it. I was bored. Yeah, I don't really have an excuse. Like, I was here last week. I wasn't out of town, but I might as well have been out of town. I like wasn't at my house for the whole week, pretty much. And then I was dog sitting my grandparents' dogs, so I just decided to stay over there because they live close enough to me. So I wasn't with all my shit. But other than that, I haven't really had an excuse. What should be the picture I tweet out? Nico Harrison, since we're talking about the Mavs offseason. Nico Harrison. I feel like it's unfair. I kind of want to do Mark Cuban instead. Like, if I'm tweeting out, did the Mavericks have the worst offseason in the NBA? I want it to be more focused on Mark Cuban and not Nico Harrison. Okay, that's just kind of how I feel. Is that fair? I think it is, yeah. What do you think Wood's ceiling on the Mavs is this year? I think there's an all-star ceiling there. I really do. Off-season tier list. I think I'm doing that on Thursday. I think that's what my thing's going to be Thursday. Today's just a catch-up stream. We're going to go over some news. We're going to look at this ESPN article. I haven't even read it. I just know that the Mavs were the worst offseason. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Thursday, I think I'm going to grade every single offseason. Or something like that. I don't know. Feels like everybody does that, but I mean, it's just an easy one, right? That's a gimme. Luka with the hookah pick always is a classic. Yeah, and this year you got the cigar pick. My man just loves smoking, all right? Hookah, cigars, cigarettes. I can only assume weed. Did the Dallas Mavericks have the worst offseason in the NBA? Question mark. Oh, there's like some internet rule where it's like if you ask a question on the internet, the answer is always no. If like the headline, I remember when I was a writer, they always said this. The headline, if it's a question, the answer is always no. Which ever since I heard that rule, I've thought about it. And every time I see a question in a headline, the answer literally is always no. NBA execs seem to think so. I'm explaining why they're all idiots live on stream right now. Get in here. Okay, let me make sure I don't have any egregious typos. All right, we're good to go. Love these live streams in the middle of the day. Thanks for helping slow workday go by faster. Yeah, I don't even know why I did the poll. I don't even know why I asked what time you guys would want. Because I was always doing 1 o'clock. Like, I was always doing 1. It was never even a question for me. I think maybe if people had said like 11 or 9 a.m., maybe I would have gone for that. But like 5 p.m. was never even a choice. Like, I was never going to do that. All right, here you go. Retweet this, like this. Do you think this is the final roster for next season? I think this is what the team's going to look like opening night, yeah. But I don't think this is what the team will look like in the final days of the season. Fuck, now I wish I could change my name to Slightly Biased Shroom Guy. You could do that still. I think you can change your YouTube names pretty easily. People do it all the time. Luka's a typical Slavic boy and has One, I can tell you 100% he eats pure garbage. Even if he's a superstar Hooper while in Slovenia, he is getting all the calories. Really? Even worse than in America? Who's the biggest pothead on this team? McGee got to be about minus 500. I bet 80 to 90% of them smoke weed. I don't know. I don't even want to, like, it feels weird even guessing that. Because I don't want to be like, oh, this player smokes weed. And then it's like, oh, this guy's actually, like, as straight edge as it gets. Luka. I was a big Dragic guy, but I've been convinced they can get a Trey Burke replacement at any time. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. At the time, whenever I was getting dragged for my Goran Dragic tweets on Twitter, I was kind of operating under the assumption that they were going to get somebody else. Now, I don't know. I kind of would have liked to have him, but it's definitely not the end of the world for me. All right, let's just start with let me just pat myself on the back here. The Kevin Durant saga seems like it has come to an end. I'm only gonna talk about this for like 2 minutes because it's old news. But what up, CJ? But it seems like the Kevin Durant saga is coming to an end, at least for the time being. I don't think there's a world where Kevin Durant finishes his contract with the Nets, but just for now, he's going into the season with the Nets, which is what I said at the beginning. And I said that was a smart move. That was a smart move for Brooklyn, and I think they played this well. I really do. I think they handled the situation well. They told Kevin Durant, hey, man, you're going to have to fucking retire. All right, they didn't get the Godfather offer, so they held on to him. I respect it. They're going to be a great team going into the season. I don't see a world where, just looking at their talent roster-wise, you don't think that they're like a top 5 seed in the East. But the Eastern Conference, it's going to be tough this year. I don't know. But anyways, this kind of opens some things up, though, because if you push the Kevin Durant saga back a year to next offseason, I think a lot of other teams get involved. I think things become a lot more interesting. So we'll have to wait and see there, but patting myself on the back on that one. I mean, I really could be worst beard on YouTube 100%. Think about what you just said. Come back in a couple of minutes. Come back in a couple of minutes, okay? Come back in a couple of minutes and respect me. Okay. So yeah, Kevin Durant stuff. I was right. That's the bottom line. RJ Barrett. Don't worry, Side Bias. At least you aren't a firefighter military where you have to be clean shaven. I remember I've had long hair of the vast majority of my life. I remember when I played baseball in high school, the coach kept wanting me to cut my hair. And I'd be like, man, fuck you. No. I'm not in the military. I'm sitting on the bench on a high school baseball team. I would rather quit. Offseason wasn't flashy, but until he lets us down, I trust Nico. Worst case is we have young players that have a phenomenal year that can then be traded for vets. Yep. Does RJ signing me no Mitch? I'm very confused about this because all offseason long, the reports had been that I've seen that the Jazz just didn't really want RJ Barrett. And I understand that. I thought that was kind of a good idea on their end because you're going to trade away Donovan Mitchell, get a bunch of picks from the Knicks, and then get RJ Barrett. Okay, now what? Now you have to max RJ Barrett? And if I'm the Jazz, I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I just have to preface this by saying I'm really not that in on RJ Barrett. I don't know. I don't know about him. From the Knicks side of things, I would have been okay with trading RJ Barrett. Like if RJ Barrett was the line in the sand for them in a Donovan Mitchell trade, I think that's a mistake. I personally would have let RJ Barrett hit restricted free agency, exactly like the Suns did with Ayton. I think that's the right choice. See if there's a team out there that'll max them. If so, great, we'll match it. If not, we'll get you for less than the max. RJ is honestly not better than Dodo, but has a higher ceiling. Yeah, I mean he's getting the max based off of his ceiling. Like he right now is definitely not worth $120 million. But who knows? A couple years, he could be worth that. So that's always the case with. That's usually the case, at least with these rookie extensions. You have, of course, you have like Luka, the Lukas of the world, the Trae Youngs of the world, the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders of the world, who are worth that money the time they sign it. But right now, yeah. Who would your preference be for a third ball handler? I'm cool with going into the season and just seeing how things shake out and see around January, February what teams are available, or what teams are, you know, maybe worse than they expected or have log jams at the guard position, and then see if you can get a guy for cheap. That's the best case scenario right now. You're not going to find a guy better than Spencer Dinwiddie, realistically. I just don't think that. But imagine if the Mavs could make like a CJ McCollum move. You know, the Pelicans swooped in, grabbed CJ McCollum. Huge get for them. I don't know who that would be, but RJ's best case scenario is number 4 on a championship team, and that's not terrible. I think RJ could be a great role player. Like, he's got all of the tools defensively. It's just like, do I want him with the ball in his hands a lot offensively? Not really. I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine last night who was saying how RJ would be a perfect fit on the Mavs. I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, if RJ went to restricted free agency next year, or okay, let's just say, because we don't know how this season's going to play out. Let's say RJ was a restricted free agent this year, and the Mavs let Brunson walk so they could and open up cap space so they could max RJ Barrett. I wouldn't feel very good about that, to be honest with you. Is Colin Sexton still an option? Let me explain to you why he is. Okay, I was thinking about this last night. If the Knicks are out of the picture for Donovan Mitchell, there is a team that people have been, there's been rumors that they're very interested. That is the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. With the Utah Jazz, let's just say that the Cavs swing a trade for Donovan Mitchell, okay? Would the Jazz want Colin Sexton? I don't think they would. Like, why would they? Right? The Mavs swoop in. The Mavs swoop in and grab Colin Sexton. Huh? That seems like the only real pathway. Like a straight up trade with the Cavs is not happening. They don't want anybody we have. Yeah, CJ would be great on the Mavs. Swoop in daydream. I'm just thinking about possible options. If Utah does a fire sale, is Clarkson a good third ball handler? Okay, imagine this unit off the bench. Jordan Clarkson, Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, that's your guard duo off the bench. I don't love that. That's just, like, really weird. I would almost rather, in that world, I think I would almost rather, like, start Tim or something. And then let Dinwiddie come off the bench. Or something like that. I don't know. I'd be pretty disappointed if we trade a pick for Colin Sexton. Seems like stars go for 4 picks. I'd have to see it. I think in order to even make a Colin Sexton trade work, you'd have to give up one of your, like, Tim Hardaway or Bertans contract, which if you can get Sexton and get off one of those contracts, I would do a pick for that for sure. Yeah, Schroeder was going off at the end of that game, the Germany-Slovenia game. I wouldn't mind Schroeder. Malik Beasley? I mean, what's like Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway? Like, what is that duo doing together off the bench? That's just such a strange pairing. Clarkson, Beasley, these guys, you'd have to get off of Tim Hardaway. Like, I just don't see a world where that even makes sense. What up, Shadows? I'm so confused on why Lakers think they are getting Hield and Turner for Westbrook as a third team in a trade. I think that's not unrealistic, to be honest with you, because the Pacers, like, you're not going to be that good anyway. So if you bring on Westbrook, whatever. But also, if I were a GM, I would very much value those Lakers picks. 2027, 2029. The way that their roster is set up, they have zero young talent whatsoever. LeBron will probably be gone by then. AD will be, I don't know. Like, AD can't stay healthy now. We think 4 years from now he's going to be healthy. Of course, with a team like the Lakers, you're always thinking, oh, okay, they're going to get a superstar again at some point, but those picks could end up being very good. Isaac from Locked On Mavs talked about Derrick Rose recently, and I love this idea. I wouldn't mind Derrick Rose. There's kind of a logjam of guards in New York. When Hardaway re-signed, it was touted as a good deal and a bit of an underpay. What did his injury season change the narrative so much? Well, he wasn't very good either. He wasn't very good whenever he played last year. Yeah, it is kind of weird that was seen as an underpay. I mean, the contract was structured pretty well because it decreases over time, doesn't it? Yeah, new ball. That was going around. Vanderbilt, future 3-and-D replacement for Dodo, and if Wood leaves or traded. I don't see a world where Vanderbilt goes for like anything less than at least 1 first-round pick. What's the position where you want a new player the most? Wing. I want wing. I want a wing more than a ball handler for sure. I don't want any injury-prone players that could be out 2 to 3 weeks periodically. If we're talking about a third ball handler and there's like upside there, like for example, Derrick Rose, I don't mind it. It's not somebody you're going to be relying on, really. But if the Mavericks, I've said this before, if the Mavericks got like a solid wing somehow in a trade or something, this would have been a win of an offseason for me. Bogdanovich or Conley when the Jazz sells out, I'm not giving up really anything of value for that. RCA has been a member for 2 months. Like the video. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. We're at 50 viewers and 16 likes. That's egregiously bad. Conley so washed? Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I would have to assume Mike Conley's damn near next to free, right? I don't know. Okay, RJ Barrett, this whole thing, I have no idea what this means. I don't know where Donovan Mitchell is going. I just want it to end. I could tolerate this shit dragging out for a player like Kevin Durant. I cannot tolerate it for Donovan Mitchell. All right? Either shit or get off the pot. Okay? I'm done with this. Either trade him or don't. I don't give a fuck. Donovan Mitchell's not good enough for me to stay up and refresh my Twitter timeline. Enough. All right, let's get to this ESPN article. I have not read this article, but I'm very, very interested to see why the Mavericks have the worst offseason. I'll explain to you why they did not have the worst offseason. Why that is pure poppycock. What can we get from Dorsey? I'm not gonna lie, man. Some of the highlights I've seen from Tyler Dorsey, he's playing on the Greek national team. Some of the highlights I've seen, I'm kind of impressed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can talk myself into it for sure. I mean, you guys know it doesn't take much. Do we really need a guard better than a Trey Burke role? We already got 3 guys that play around 30 minutes plus a rookie. A lot of people mention names that want minutes. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I'm going to talk about this in detail here in a second. Okay, I haven't read this. I didn't realize that this was like a full article. I thought this was just who had the best and worst offseason thing. So, NBA offseason survey. What coaches, scouts, and execs are watching ahead of 2023 for the first time in 3 years? The NBA offseason is back to normal. Blah, 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 blah. Here's what a panel of 15 NBA coaches, scouts, and execs had to say about the most important offseason news and what to expect heading into the season, including MVP, best rookie debates, offseason winners and losers, what lies ahead. All right. Who's the best NBA player right now? Giannis, 11 votes, right? Steph, 3 votes. LeBron, 1 vote. No love for Luka. I'm giving, yeah, I would say Giannis is probably the best player in the NBA. I can make a case for Luka, and trust me, when Luka's turn in the propaganda videos come up, I will be making the case. And that video, I've already thought about it. That video is going to be probably 30 minutes to maybe even an hour. Like, I plan on that video being long. All right. Steph Curry, I'm going to be honest with you. Steph Curry has zero argument whatsoever for being the best player in the NBA. I just don't see it. I know it's recency bias. I know, he just won the finals MVP, all of this stuff. I know Warriors fans will tell you he's the best player in the NBA. I don't even think he has an argument. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Steph has a better argument for being outside of the top 5 than he does being the best player in the NBA. It's just, there's just no way I can sit here and say Steph is better than Giannis. I mean, what is the argument? I genuinely want to know what the argument is for Steph over Giannis. I don't think there is one. And then if you want to say, okay, Steph is a neutral defender, which given his offense is great. So if you're just judging Steph based off what he gives you offensively, is Steph that much better of a player offensively than Jokic? Is Steph that much better of a player offensively than Luka? Than Joel Embiid even? I don't know, man. LeBron James getting a vote is hilarious. LeBron is not the best player in the NBA right now. He's still incredible, don't get me wrong. But he is not the best player in the NBA. Giannis, obviously, yes. Steph, there's just not a conversation to be had, I don't think. For the second straight year, Antetokounmpo is a leading choice here, going from an even split with Kevin Durant last year. Wow. How about that, man? There was really a big push for Kevin Durant being the best player in the world last offseason. And, I mean, he was fucking insane in the playoffs last year for Brooklyn. They just won the title. It's a results-driven league, and he's provided the results. A West executive said of Curry. That is a Golden State Warriors executive. Not only is he an elite generational talent, but he's the kind of guy you want in your locker room. He is the culture. In the Eastern Conference, Scout had 2 words to sum up his Curry vote. He wins. Well, bro, Luka should be 3 or 4, no cap. Luka, to me, is a top 2 player in the world. I'll just leave it at that. He just is. It's insane what he does. Yeah, KD does not have an argument for being best anymore. But, I mean, they're saying last year he had that split. Last year was a little bit more wide open. After the finals, after what Giannis did in the finals, I don't think Giannis should have been unanimously the best player in the NBA. But if I remember correctly, I think on like streams and stuff last year, I was saying Jokic is the best player in the NBA. Who will be the best player in the NBA in 5 years? Okay, here we go. Giannis 7. Yeah. Luka 6. Tatum 2. Even though Antetokounmpo will be 32, and in his late prime 5 years from now, he finished with the most votes in this category, multiple voters expect the 2-time MVP to keep growing his game. I don't see Giannis slowing down. Not surprisingly, Doncic, who at 23 has already claimed 3 All-NBA first-team selections in his first 4 seasons. That's so fucking... Nobody talks about this. This is what I've been saying forever. Luka is underrated. Okay? He really is. I actually believe this. People don't... Because if you were to say, like, yeah, Luka's better than KD, I feel like a lot of the responses you would get are people being like, what? Are you fucking crazy? Luka's better than Kevin Durant? Or if you're like, I think Luka's better than Steph, you're like, are you shitting me? Luka's better than Steph? Yeah, I think so. I think so. He's been voted as a top 5 player 3 of his 4 seasons in the fucking NBA. Okay? And you want to talk about... I was saying this too. You want to talk about, well, he just now got out of the first round. He took those Clippers teams to the fucking wire. The Mavericks had no business being in either of those series against the Clippers. 6 games, 7 games. He's led the league. He's led the postseason in points per game 2 of his 3 times there. It's insane how good he is. And people really don't understand it. Kawhi had to go God mode. Yeah, Kawhi literally played the best basketball I've ever seen with my 2 eyes. Kawhi played the best basketball I've ever seen live in my life. And it went to 7. Bro, I'm pissed how people talk more about Luka. He's just 23 years old and already is considered at least a top 5 player. Kawhi's my favorite player. I love Kawhi. I really do. That's kind of a weird thing with the Clippers for me. Like, I know there's kind of a rivalry there. I just don't dislike them. I don't know what it is. I don't dislike them. I really like Ty Lue as a coach. Kawhi's incredible. I think Paul George is overhated. I think Reggie Jackson is hilarious, like in the best way possible. If Luke had a decent co-star and deep roster behind him, we would have won a chip or 2 by now. I mean, okay, KP. Bubble KP was the best we've ever seen him. With the Mavs, at least. Gets ejected game 1 on some absolute bullshit, and then gets hurt. Misses like the back half of the series. There's a world that exists where if neither of those things happen, the Mavs beat the Clippers in the bubble. Then what? And then 2021, I guess. KP forgets how to play the sport. He's horrible. He sits in the corner the entire fucking game against the Clippers. Every single game against the Clippers. Jalen Brunson decides he's not going to show up to the series. and it goes 7. Tim Hardaway went off. Tim Hardaway went nuts. Yeah, I don't have any problem with this. If you think Giannis is going to be the best player in 5 years, 100% understandable. No problem there. Tatum, I just don't know if I see it. Rocco, thank you for subscribing. Tatum, I don't know. The argument, Doncic is already an MVP level player who in 5, I already read that. Who in 5 seasons will just be entering the prime years of his career. It's hard to bet against him, an East Scout said. There's some worries about whether he'll keep up with his conditioning, but I'm not betting on anybody over him in 5 years. I can live with that being your biggest issue. Like, I really can. That is such a fixable thing. That's such a fixable thing. And there's been times throughout NBA history where the young players, right, the star players, they have to develop into NBA players. Like, there's just a certain expectation out of you from a conditioning standpoint, from a training standpoint, from a preparation standpoint. Sometimes it takes some guys a little bit. If we're 6-7 years from now and it's still like, God, Luka's really got to come to the season in shape. Yeah, then it's like, okay. Then it becomes a little bit worrisome. To be honest, the Warriors haven't been dethroned because they haven't been healthy consistently since their dynasty started. Yeah, I do kind of agree. People are saying that this is like a new part of their dynasty. Like this is a separate one. I don't know. They still have the core there. I would consider it the same. I think we can go to the conference finals with current roster. I understand we lost JB, but Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dinwiddie can step up. Yeah. In a perfect world where players don't get injured, the Clippers have already won a chip right now. Oh, yeah. You guys know I've been saying they win the championship last year if Kawhi doesn't tear his ACL. He was just playing at a different level. Who will be the MVP this season? Oh, here we go. All right. Giannis 5. Okay, yeah. Luka 4, Embiid 4, Steph 1, Ja 1. Would they give Giannis a third one? I don't think it's impossible. Jokic is not winning again. There's just no possible way it happens. Absolutely zero chance in hell they're giving Jokic a third straight MVP, no matter how good he is. Giannis, I could definitely see it because there's been like I think Giannis is pretty close to being unanimously considered the best player in the NBA. Only delusional as fuck Warriors fans would argue against it. So I could see them being like, all right, it's time to give Giannis another one. Embiid, I just don't think Embiid's getting it. I don't. Steph would not surprise me. What are the odds for this? Can we look this up? NBA MVP betting odds. August 29th. Okay, this was literally yesterday. Luka is the favorite, plus 450. Yeah, Steph being plus 1200. That's pretty damn good value, actually. What's going on, man? Do I not have my fucking ad blocker on? Luka plus 450, Embiid plus 500, Giannis plus 525, KD plus 900, Jokic plus 1,000, Tatum plus 1,200, no chance. Like Curry plus 1,200 is decent, a decent bet actually. Just won the Finals MVP. If they're great next year, I could definitely see the voters giving him it. Trey plus 4,000 is juicy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Trey plus 4,000 is a little bit spicy. Zion plus 5,000 is a little bit spicy. Like, why is Cat the same odds as Zion? And why is Anthony Edwards the same odds as Zion? No chance. AD, better odds than Zion? No. Jimmy Butler, better odds than Zion? No. Like, some of these guys, you're just throwing money away. DeJounte Murray plus 10,000. Why is DeJounte Murray higher than Brandon Ingram? Shea Gilders plus 15,000. Woo! Hey, they sneak into the playoffs? Oh, brother. KP's on here? Hey, Christian Wood plus 50,000. Jalen Brunson MVP. Oh my fucking god, imagine. Is he on here? He's not on here. Okay, so Eurobasket starts before I get back to the article. I know I'm off on a tangent here. Eurobasket schedule. Let's see. Eurobasket schedule. That starts on Thursday. I'm down to watch that. Slovenia plays at 10:15 a.m. Here's the thing. Some people have asked me if I'm going to stream those games. Here's the thing. If I didn't have an active copyright strike on this channel, I would very much be open to the idea. The problem is, I know international basketball, FIBA, they are strict as fuck when it comes to broadcasting games. To the point where, like, I obviously wouldn't even show highlights. But I think even having, like, the scoreboard up or having, like, the audio in the background could be grounds. Could be grounds for a strike. A second strike is bad. One strike, you know, you can live with, right? Little slap on the wrist. Second strike, yeah, the police are coming to your door. The YouTube police are at your fucking doorstep. I think if you get a second strike on your channel, you can't stream for like 2 weeks. And as it stands currently, the strike I have on my channel will be gone by the start of the NBA season, so that's good. I don't know. It seems like a little bit too risky. You stream the games, people will knock on your door with the police. All right, let's get back to this article. Who'll be the MVP this season? Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, John Morant. I don't know if I see John Morant. All right, let's see what people are saying, though. When this is an award the media votes on, it engendered? I've never seen that word in my life. I've actually... I write for a living. I've never seen this word in my life. As much debate as any question asked on the survey, with 5 players ultimately receiving votes and several others being mentioned. What everyone did agree on, however, is 2-time reigning MVP Nikola Jokic will need a truly extraordinary season. Yeah. Like, I actually think it's impossible. Doncic received 4 votes and mentions from several other panelists. The loss of free agent guard Jalen Brunson was seen as a hit to the Mavericks' overall chances, but viewed as a potential boost to Luka's MVP hopes. This is as wide open of a field as you could possibly have because Giannis and Curry are back in the equation. But I'll take Luka. His numbers will be super high. Christian Wood will help. They're going to win 50-plus games. Smart man. Losing Jalen Brunson stinks, but whatever Doncic usage was last year, which was already off the charts, it only boosts his chances. Who will be the best rookie in 5 years? Bonchero, 6 votes. Chet, 6 votes. Jaden Ivey, 2 votes. Keegan Murray, a vote. Dude, stream it and act like you're playing 2K. I will absolutely never ever stream the game ever. I don't even do that for NBA. The fact that you've never seen the word engenders, I've never fucking seen that. Engender. Maybe I have. I have the memory of a goldfish. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was actually thinking about this yesterday, guys. I think I have like a legitimate brain issue. And I'm being dead serious. This isn't a joke. I was looking at the Dallas Cowboys schedule because I was like, man, when did it go wrong for the Cowboys last year? Because I remember the Cowboys were, what did they finish the season as? Was it like 11-6 or something like that? 10-7? Whatever the case, like they had a pretty good year. But by the end of the season, I was just out on them. Even though they won the division and made the playoffs, I knew what the end result was. So I looked at the roster last year and I was like, okay, at what point was I like, man, fuck this. This team's going to embarrass themselves in the playoffs yet again. And dude, I was looking at their schedule and I straight up did not remember games. Like, I straight up, there were games where I was like, I don't remember this game even happening. I don't even remember this game happening. Hold on. Dallas Cowboys 2022 NFL schedule. I'm sorry, 2021. Let's look at it. Okay. Week 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I remember that game, obviously. I remember that game. Chargers, I remember that game. It was a Brett Maher field, or whoever the fuck was our kicker last year. Greg Zuerlein field goal won the game. I remember that. Eagles, Monday Night Football. I remember that. I was there. It was a great time. Do I want to share this information on stream? Let me just say, a friend and I had a lot of fun at this game. I'll just say that. A friend and I had a lot of fun at that game. I stopped watching the NFL once they decided to have a trans cheerleader for the Panthers and a separate black national anthem. I can't support that. Oh, brother. Who fucking cares? Did this trans cheerleader bite you? Playbox was frying balls at Jerry World. I had a good time at that game. I'll just say that. Actually, I'll just come out and say it. I don't care. I time to time, I'll dabble in a little psychedelics. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it was a risk going to a stadium with 100,000 people. With 100,000 people. But it was actually insane. Carolina Panthers, I remember this game. The Panthers were like undefeated, right? I remember that game. See this Giants game? I have zero recollection. I don't remember this game at all. Patriots, I remember this game. This game was fucking crazy. I remember watching it. Vikings, I remember this game. It was on Halloween. Cooper Rush was the quarterback. I actually streamed this game. I think this is the only game I streamed. I don't remember this game at all. The Broncos game, I have no recollection whatsoever of it. Like, I don't even remember what happened. Was this a... Wait, actually, hold on a second. Was this a noon game? There was like a stretch during the season last year where like I had a bunch of friends, like 4 or 5 weekends in a row. I had friends coming into town and stuff, and we would go out Saturday and have fun. So like, I do remember this. This was a noon game. I'd been out the night before, and I like fucking fell asleep halfway through it. Probably would bite me. I don't like cheerleaders dressed as women when they have a dick. It's ideological warfare against what I believe, so I don't get my money. Same as I won't watch the NBA. If you won't watch the NBA... Okay, I gotta ask. What are you doing here, man? I'm talking about the NBA and the NFL. You were live tweeting all these games? Oh, well, you can't hold tweets against me. I don't remember. Falcons 43-3? I don't remember this game. 43-3 is an absolute shit show, but I don't remember it. Chiefs 9-19. I don't remember this fucking game. Let me see, actually. Let me see what I was tweeting during this game. Let me see what I was up to. What was I tweeting? All right. How do you do this again? Advanced search. Here it is. From these accounts, by slightly the greatest account on Twitter. Date. All right, when was this? November 21st. (2021) to November. We'll just do 22nd, 2021. All right, let's see what I was tweeting during this game. Look, I was already in the NBA. Like, I already didn't give a shit about the NFL. I was already tweeting about the NBA. Oh, God, here we go. See, look, I was already... I think maybe that's what it was. I actually think that's what it was. Once the NBA came back, I didn't give a fuck about the NFL anymore. Okay, tweeting System of a Down lyrics. Nice. Dak Prescott MVP tours continues tomorrow. See you there. 2:17 a.m. All right, that explains it. I knew that had to be a drunk tweet. That explains it. That 1000% explains it. As bad of a start as possible. Chiefs treating this team like a JV team. Yeah, that's it. Oh, turn this shit off, get this team off my screen. You guys see why? It's just not an enjoyable experience for me. It's just not an enjoyable experience. You see, like, I'm not happy. Raiders, this was Thanksgiving. I actually didn't watch a minute of this game. I didn't watch a minute of this game. I enjoyed my Thanksgiving with my family. I said, fuck them. Absolutely not. Are they going to ruin my Thanksgiving? I remember this game. I want to say the Mavs are playing this night. Washington Commanders, don't remember this at all. New York Giants, zero recollection. Washington Commanders, 56-14. I had COVID on this day and was actually like fighting for my life, so I don't remember this one. Cardinals, I was also still actually fighting for my life with COVID during this game. I remember because there was one of my good friends got married the day before. I had to fucking miss it. Then I got invited to, I had to miss it because I had COVID. Then I got invited to this game, had to miss it because I had COVID. The 2 nights before was New Year's Eve. All my friends had this, they went to this cool ass bar. I had to miss it because I had COVID. Fucking sucked. Eagles, don't remember this game at all either. See, like, I think I have brain worms or something. Oh, but I remember this one though. I definitely remember this one. He's probably addicted to outrage porn and watches Ben Shapiro all day. Yeah, it is kind of insane to me. Like, if those, I'm just gonna be out front and honest with you. If those are your beliefs, like, you're not gonna enjoy what I have to say on a lot of things. I'm just gonna be honest with you. On pretty much everything, actually. Who will be the best rookie in 5 years? Paolo. I think it will be Paolo, honestly. You can eat my brain worms, sure. COVID brain? Maybe that's it. But I feel like I could just look at a random Mavs game from like December and be like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Or like a random Mavs game from March. Be like, oh yeah, that was crazy. Dorian hit that fucking 3. I think it'll be Paolo just because the shot creation ability of somebody as big as him, it almost has to be him, right? Kind of interesting, no Jabari Smith at all. Keegan Murray getting a vote is a little bit interesting to me. I definitely think Keegan's going to be a great player. Like, I don't know if he'll ever be an all-star or anything, but just a really good player to have on your team. Jaden Ivey, a huge ceiling. Incredibly high ceiling. Man, Chet getting injured sucks. It really, really does. And I've seen some conspiracy theories. I have a friend who's a diehard Thunder fan, and he thinks that there's some chance that there's a possibility that this injury is not as bad as they're saying it is, but it's just an easy all right, we're just gonna sit you out the season, get you on a weightlifting program, let you bulk up, and we'll be bad a little bit more. Jabari Smith lost so much support due to him laying an egg in the summer league. Man, if you draft a guy like Jabari Smith 3rd overall, remember when Jabari was supposed to go 1st overall, all in the lead up to the draft. But if you draft a guy 3rd overall, and you know, okay, if we really want to maximize this guy, you know, as of right now, his ability to create for himself, it's not really there. It can be there. But we want somebody to set him up and put him in the right positions. Why do you not even look at the point guard market? I just hate what the Rockets are doing. I really do. I just don't like Kevin Porter Jr. being your starting point guard. It's sickening to me. Which team will Kevin Durant be on the day after the trade deadline? Oh, okay. Brooklyn Nets 13, Suns 1, Celtics 1. There's no way they trade him midseason. No way. Trading Harden midseason is one thing, especially if with his impending free agency. If you think, okay, Harden might leave here, trading him then makes sense. But with Kevin Durant, trading him at the deadline, unless complete and total disaster has struck your franchise, I just don't see it. I don't even feel like reading this. Like, it's just like disgusting. I'm just so done with the Kevin Durant shit. Same with the Donovan Mitchell shit. Which team will Donovan Mitchell be on the day after the deadline? New York Knicks. Okay. Utah Jazz 1. Note, the survey was conducted prior to Monday's news that the Knicks and RJ Barrett are finalizing an extension. It's actually kind of crazy that everybody thinks he's going to be on the Knicks. All 7-footers, once they get an injury, it snowballs into infinity and their career is ruined. Yeah, no, agreed. It's very rare, especially lower body injuries, foot injuries, leg injuries. Once a 7-footer gets one, it feels like they always have them. Very, very rare when that's not the case. Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley have already been in contact since becoming Lakers teammates, league sources tell me, and new coach Darvin Ham has told them he has lineups with the two of them. The two in the game. It's so fun. The Lakers are hilarious, man. Who gives a shit about Patrick Beverley like this? Like, the fact that a Patrick Beverley trade, I think that was a decent move for the Lakers, by the way. Like, Talon Horton-Tucker sucks. And then Stanley Johnson, right? Whatever. Just a guy. A Jag. But it's like, my God, how many articles do I have to read about the Lakers getting Patrick Beverley? Seriously? I never understood why KD wants to bounce, considering Kyrie's allowed to play and Ben Simmons will most likely return healthy and ready to rock and roll. I think him and Harden are still close by all accounts. So I think maybe he feels the Nets did Harden a little bit dirty. And then Kyrie, I don't think he liked how that situation was handled. I don't know, man. It's just kind of... Unless your team is right on the cusp of winning a title and you think Kevin Durant puts you there. Like, you think, all right, we trade for Kevin Durant. If we're healthy, we win the championship. No questions asked. If you're like the Warriors, or the Suns, or even like the Celtics, that makes sense. Every other team, you're like, man, I don't want to put up with this shit. Yeah, I don't think KD knows what he wants. Which team had the best offseason? Celtics 6. Yeah, Celtics had a great offseason. Sixers 2. Sixers had a great offseason too. DeAnthony Milton, PJ Tucker, obviously. Harden. They bring him back for under the max. They had a great offseason, actually. Celtics, I think, probably had the best just because they improved their roster without getting worse. What's the Gallinari stuff? Do we still not know? Because I've seen shit that say he could miss a whole year or he could miss like 3 weeks and be ready to go game 1. But anyways, Malcolm Brogdon for basically nothing. Great get. Utah Jazz, two votes. Okay. I love what the Jazz did this offseason. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would say they had the best offseason. You know? Like, I think it's good that they had the foresight to say, you know what, we're gonna sell high on Gobert. What the Timberwolves are offering us is insane. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what's the rationale here? Finally, the Wizards were given credit for both signing Bradley Beal to a long-term contract and making, in the eyes of one West Scout, a great deal with the Denver Nuggets for Monte Morris and Will Barton. I really like the trade they made with Denver. I think it's hugely lopsided in their favor. They put themselves in the middle tier of the East. How are the Clippers on here? The Clippers brought in who? John Wall. They lost Hartenstein. What else did they do? They bring in John Wall. Was that it? How are they on here? Hawks, I could see it. Okay, going back to what I was saying about the Jazz. Blowing your team up, I could never say, yeah, you had the best offseason. Like, just because out of just principle. Going from a perennial playoff team to, okay, now we suck. I can never put you in the best offseason, but I like what they did for sure. Knicks, yeah, I think the Knicks had a great offseason, actually. I'm surprised like they're below the Jazz. Kings, the Kings actually had a pretty good offseason. Malik Monk's gonna be nice. They traded for Kevin Huerter. It's okay. I'm really not that huge on Kevin Huerter, but I kind of like it for them. Keegan Murray. They had a pretty good offseason. Did Donovan Mitchell trade finalized? No. The KD trade request probably wasn't about basketball because this Nets team is stacked. Oh, definitely wasn't about basketball. They got healthy? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Timberwolves not being here is a little bit crazy. I feel like the consensus is like, yeah, Rudy Gobert will be pretty nice on the Timberwolves, but that was a lot to give up. All right, I'm assuming, yeah, which team had the worst offseason? Wow, Mavericks won here pretty convincingly. 6 votes out of 15 voters picked the Mavericks. Hornets 3 votes, Nets 2 votes, Nuggets 1 vote. Is that the same fucking scout who? How can you have the Nuggets on here? Denver received a vote as one executive wasn't a fan of the trade that sent Morris and Barton to Washington for KCP and Ish Smith. I disagree very much with that. Timberwolves got on here. Trailblazers got on here. All right, Mavericks 6 votes. Let me talk about this. There's no way the Mavericks had the worst offseason. All right, it's just they just didn't. Right? If I'm looking at worst offseason, I'm thinking of a team that either should have made a directional move but didn't. And there's really not that many cases of that in the NBA right now. I think Washington you can maybe add to that list, even though somebody put them as the best offseason, where it's like you bring back Beal for $50 million. Gross. Your team is not good enough to really compete, but they're also definitely not bad enough to absolutely suck without injuries. So it's like this weird sort of dilemma that they're in, that they've put themselves in. Good teams that got worse. I'll tell you one thing, man. I think the Heat, who aren't even on here, had a worse offseason than the Mavericks. For sure. They got worse. Like, there's no way around it. They got worse. They did not improve their team. And there's not a real argument for them saying that they improved their team. With the Mavericks, you could say that their team, we just don't know yet. Their team could be better. Their team could actually be better. I feel like Brunson's getting overrated, guys. I really do. And you guys know I love Brunson. I really have not trashed Brunson all offseason. The Mavericks are going to miss him 100%. The fact that they lost him for nothing sucks. But I mean, what's the like, would we feel better if the Mavericks fucking traded him for a middling first round pick? Like, would everyone be like, hey, good job, Mavs. You guys did good. You guys got a 2026, 23rd overall pick. Everyone would be way happier about it. Even though that pick would result in nothing. The clear winner was Dallas, which was roundly criticized for losing Brunson off a team that went to the Western Conference Finals. The guard signed a 4-year deal with the Knicks last month. Instead of returning to the Mavericks, Dallas also failed to get a sign-and-trade deal for him that would have at least provided a trade exception. Okay. They lost him for nothing, West execs said. Then turned around and gave JaVale a lot of money and traded for Christian Wood. JaVale McGee making $6 million is nothing, dude. Like, I saw this headline on Twitter, and it fucking baffled me. $6 million for JaVale McGee? That is nothing in today's NBA. That's literally the taxpayer exemption. That is nothing. The taxpayer exception, that's nothing. $6 million? Really? That's a lot of money for a player that the Mavs think could be a starter for them? And traded for Christian Wood. Well, you guys know my mixed feelings about Christian Wood, obviously. Widely known. But they didn't give up anything for him. They didn't give up shit for him. Who did they give up? They gave up the 26th overall pick, but then they traded back into the second round to get a player who, by all accounts, they were interested in getting at 26. They traded nobody of value whatsoever. They bring in somebody who could be good for them, but if he's not, it's not the end of the fucking world because he's on an expiring contract. The Hornets by far had the worst offseason. Like, I don't even think it's close. If the Hornets should have 15 votes. Their offseason was by far the worst, okay? They go out and they get Kenny Atkinson. Oops, nope. Kenny Atkinson doesn't want to fucking be there. All right, we have to bring back Steve Clifford again, right? Oh, our second best player, and at times this past season, our best player is a piece of shit. And now we lose him for nothing. And now our team is just weird. Now our team is just in this weird limbo where we have this young all-star LaMelo Ball and really nothing else of note around him. Nets, their offseason was rocky and shaky, but I don't think they had one of the worst offseasons. Like, they still, at the end of the day, they actually, if you just took all of the trade drama out of the equation, they had a good offseason. Losing Bruce Brown sucks, but his skill set is kind of redundant next to Ben Simmons. And then you have you bring in TJ Warren on a nice little, low risk, high reward contract. You go trade for Royce O'Neal. A first for Royce O'Neal is a little bit crazy, but you get some defense, whatever. They brought in Markieff Morris like 40 minutes ago. What up, Colton? Nuggets being here is wild. That's just no. Whoever voted this, don't give them a vote next year, okay? Lakers, yeah, I think the Lakers had a bad offseason for sure. Joshua, thanks for subscribing. I definitely think the Lakers had a bad offseason. Timberwolves, if you really, really hate the Gobert deal, I can see this. Outside of that, though, they definitely got better. Wait, they brought a Morris brother on the maps? Oh, no, I'm talking about the Nets. Markieff Morris signed with the Nets. Portland, 1 vote. I don't know. I feel like that's weird, too. They definitely got better. And they really didn't give up much of anything for Jeremy Grant. The Mavs, though, leading this, I mean, double the votes of the next team. That's fucking crazy. I really feel like people are acting like Brunson leaving is like this, like they're fucked. Like Brunson is this all-star caliber player now, and they're fucked. If the Mavs didn't have Spencer Dinwiddie, I would be very scared for sure. And I'm willing to bet if the Mavericks, would have probably given him like $30 million, honestly, if they didn't have Spencer Dinwiddie. Since Luka's second year, we've always had a second best player by committee, and Brunson was that this year. And while I love him, everyone, including many people who I respect, are way too scared. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, let me see how it plays out. I understand being like a little down on the offseason for sure. For sure. Like, I'm not if you think the Mavericks had a bad offseason, I would not argue that with you. They definitely got worse. Actually, I can't even definitively say that. But I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to see how this thing shapes up. How this thing shapes out. Like, could the Mavericks be better? Yes. There's a world where they are better. There is a world where the Mavericks are a better team next year. They fix their front court. They bring in JaVale McGee. Could be a great, rim protector, a rebounder, somebody who can run the rim. Somebody you're not relying on to play 20 minutes a night, and they're not paying him that. They're paying him $6 million. Okay, that's less than what Dwight Powell makes. And then you trade for a player with tremendous offensive upside in Christian Wood. I mean, I don't. Something will have to have gone disastrously wrong for Christian Wood to not have a career year this year. Offensively, at least. And I still believe if you like reshape the order of the way things played out in the offseason, people feel way differently. If Brunson left first and then you went out and signed JaVale McGee and then you traded for Christian Wood, I feel like people would think differently of the offseason. But because the Christian Wood trade happened like really, really early, like days after the season ended, it just kind of was like people forget about it. And the Brunson leaving thing was like the last thing that happened. I honestly think it's obvious you're better than last year. It's definitely not obvious. What if Wood is bad? Well, that's going to suck. But you didn't give up anything for him. He's an expiring contract. You can just let him go. The last thing I want the Mavericks to do is like give Christian Wood an extension before he even plays. I hope to God that doesn't happen. I don't even want the Mavs to give him an extension. Let him hit free agency. And see if we can bring him back. Brunson will always have series. He will be the difference maker in other series. He'll be utterly shut down by long athletic defenders. Yeah, man. Everybody was talking like, when I was tweeting out some Spencer Dinwiddie propaganda yesterday, everyone was like, a lot of people were like, yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie fucking sucked in the playoffs. And Spencer Dinwiddie's bad games are bad. For sure. Like his swings and misses were like Joey Gallo with the Yankees level bad. But he was better than Brunson in the Warriors series. I don't think that's that crazy to say. He was better than Brunson in the Warriors series. But, like, you know, the Mavs got shit on kind of, so. They can't give him I don't remember the exact contract the Mavs can give Christian Wood, but it's like $20 million a year or something. It's not like the super max or the max. Everybody has those games when you're not A class. Yeah, for sure. But if then when he's the primary secondary ball handler, he can't have games where he scores 4 points. Like, that cannot happen. Any other questions on here? What was the most surprising move of the offseason? Gobert to Minnesota. That was a little bit shocking. Especially for that haul. That was so surprising. You guys remember how many times I was like, yo, I want the Mavs to go get Gobert. Like, he's older. He's making $40 million a year, man. Just throw a first. I didn't think it was going to be throw 7 fucking years worth of picks. Throw every young player you have on your roster. Like, that trade was crazy. I was like, yeah, man. This song just doesn't feel right playing without a game. Oh, this has been the most boring offseason in a long time. In a long time. If anything, this is just the age-old issue with Dallas roster building for years when losing a role player, a good one, but a role player has this drastic a reaction. Yeah, for sure. Am I the only one who thinks Russell Westbrook is done in the NBA? There are some people who think if he gets traded to a team and bought out, like, he's done. Like, like no team's going to want him, and his career will just kind of be over. That would suck. So boring that I'm somewhat excited for the NFL. Dude, I'm like really trying to get there with the NFL. I absolutely cannot. I'm way more excited for Eurobasket than I am the NFL. Which is insane to say. What was the most surprising move of the offseason? James Harden taking a pay cut. That was actually surprising, yeah. DeJounte Murray to Atlanta. Yeah. I was actually looking through my old tweets throughout the offseason because I was compiling like a list of things. And I did tweet out that I thought Atlanta was going to have the biggest splash of the offseason. I don't think they did. Definitely Gobert's bigger. But DeJounte Murray was the second biggest. They were just primed to do something. Their team wasn't good enough. They have a lot of young players like I've tried to get into football for years. I just can't. It's way too slow. People talk about all the time how the on-court product for the NBA is bad. Dude, the on-field product for the NFL sucks. Eurobasket starts on Thursday, yeah. I'm definitely going to watch. Mavs seem to have the most letdown off seasons after their best years. That's true, actually. I just wish this... See, I have to watch my words here because I want to see like some big all-in moves by the front office. But the last time we got that was Kristaps Porzingis, which set our team back like 4 years. History of the Dallas Mavericks exhibit at the State Fair this year. Really? Russell Westbrook still being a Laker? Is that really that surprising? Malcolm Brogdon to the Celtics. No huge moves among elite contenders. Yeah, my vote would actually be, what's the most surprising move of the offseason? How fucking boring it was. The KP extension literally sent this team back 4 or 5 years. Yeah, no, it wasn't necessarily the trade. Because if you look at the trade, like if you were to fast forward to this year, and let's just say timelines are different. KP in 2022 is in New York. He's like a 3rd or 4th year player. And he wants out. He's been to an all-star game. He's a promising young player. He's getting traded for like 5 picks in 2022. So only trading 2 picks for him, like Dennis Smith Jr., who at that time it was kind of like, yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. is probably not it. Is this it? Oh, there's still more. Who will win the East Finals, West Finals, and the NBA Finals? Bucks and Celtics, dead tie, 7-7, and then the Heat. Okay. Bucks Celtics, man, on paper. Wow. What a series that would be, huh? Kind of surprised we see no Nets here. I guess a lot of people are thinking, like, it's going to blow up. Heat, I don't know. I don't know if I see it. Celtics, obviously, yes. Bucks, yes. That would be a great series. Holy shit. I know we just got it this year, but I'm saying like a healthy Bucks against a healthy Celtics. West champs, Clippers. Wow, okay. I'm actually a little bit surprised by this. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought the Warriors would get a little bit more love here. But Clippers, if they're healthy, yeah, I think they're easily the best team in the West. I don't even think it's really close. Suns and Warriors being tied is kind of crazy, but the Suns did just win 64 games. They got a little bit worse on paper. Like, I think if you gave the Suns a vote for worst offseason, I think that would make sense. But they brought back Ayton. I guess that's the thinking. Warriors, did they get worse? They lost Otto Porter, Gary Payton, and brought in Dante DiVincenzo. Who else did they bring in? Jermichael Green. Clippers are a regular season betting team. See, like the Clippers will probably finish as the 3rd or 4th seed just because I don't think they'll give a shit. Like, they just get to the postseason healthy for them. Suns, I could see the Suns going hard for a 1 seed. I really can. Warriors, I don't think they'll give a shit about the regular season that much. Nuggets, I can see them going hard. Nuggets as a Western Conference champion, I think there's some value to be had there if you're a betting man. Champs, Clippers 5, Bucks 4, Celtics 4, Warriors 2. Is that the end of the article? No love for the Mavericks at all, huh? Last year, here, this just goes to show what the execs know. Last year, the Nets received 7 votes to win the East and 6 to win the title, while the Lakers received 5 votes to win the West and 2 more to win it all. Nobody knows anything, guys. Nobody knows shit. I just can't get behind the Mavericks having the worst offseason. I just really... I mean, it kind of goes to show how boring of an offseason this was. That a questionable, at worst, in my opinion, offseason gets voted as the worst one just because what the fuck else happened? But the Hornets definitely had a worse offseason. I mean, they had an offseason from hell. If the Suns face the Mavs this upcoming season in the first round and lose again, they'll disband their organization. Chris Paul's going to be, what, 37? Like, it does kind of feel now or never for the Suns. Do they have like a link to last year's article? I would be very interested to see what all of their picks were and how accurate they were. I just saw this tweet pop up. Somebody did a tier maker. Somebody did a tier maker with French fries. Curly fries, waffle fries, top tier. Curly fries is a little bit overrated. I'm just being real. Tater tots, yeah. Potato wedges in the A tier, No, potato wedges suck. Just eat a fucking potato at that point. I don't know if I've ever had a souffle. They look exactly like potato wedges. Belgian fries? What are these, like shoestring fries? These are great. I love these. Standard cut, B. Okay. Chips, British. Well, British chips with a little bit of vinegar on it. Really not bad. Put some vinegar on your chips. Crinkle cut? Okay, yeah, they're all right. Potato tornado. What in the fuck is that? Monstrosity. What is that? Cheese fries down at C? What? That's blasphemous. Garlic fries at C? No chance. The garlic fries got to go up to S. You can only eat them on occasion because they're a lot. But they're delicious. Chili cheese fries? Yeah, chili cheese fries are a little too much. I agree. Steak fries? No, steak fries are not slept on. This is where they are. I'm in tornado country. A tier list for potatoes is whatever. Oh, tomato country. Side-by, don't say vinegar. Why? Oh. Shoestring fries. Sweet potato fries in the hell tier? No, no, no. Nope. Nope. Terrible list. I say this to somebody who's not even a sweet potato guy. Like, I really don't like sweet potatoes that much, but sweet potato fries are delicious. Okay, let's get one thing. Let's get one thing straight. Smiley fries, yeah, 4-year-old lunch here. Smiley fries and cottage fries. I'm really not that big of a French fry stan, actually. Like, I'm just not a big French fry guy. You know, the French fries I like. The ones I don't like, I don't like. Potato wedges are disgusting. I hate them. If I go to a place and there's potato wedges, I consider leaving. I consider walking out. Potato tornado. If I ever go somewhere and that's being sold, please somebody come and rescue me. I have either been kidnapped or I have had a stroke and I don't know where I'm at. Golden Chick just came out with fries loaded with buffalo chicken and ranch drizzle. Fuck, that sounds disgusting. That sounds gross. I used to love Golden Chick too. There used to be one right by my apartment in college. Listen to this shit. There used to be a Golden Chick right by my apartment in college, and I loved it. I went all the fucking time, right after class, walking home. I'd stop in. I would get some food. They literally shut down overnight, unannounced. I went there one day on my way back from class. The next day, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go get Golden Chick again. Like, it's right here. I don't care. They closed down and left. The two best moves on last year's exec article was Lowry to Heat and Suggs to Magic. I got to find this shit. ESPN, NBA survey 2021. NBA offseason survey. Here it is, August 19th, 2021. Let's just see what they had. Who is the best player in the NBA heading into the 2022 season? Okay, so we only had 5 votes here. Giannis and KD tied at 5. Tim Hardaway Jr. will be an all-star this year. I would say there's a 0% chance. I think that there's a chance the Mavs have a second all-star. I would say like 5%. I think there's like a 0.05% chance it's Dinwiddie. A 3% chance it's like Christian Wood. And let me throw a curveball at you. Dorian Finney-Smith. If I had to put a money bet on a Maverick being an all-star, not named Luka, I would actually put it on Dorian. That sounds crazy, but my line of thinking is the only way the Mavericks get 2 all-stars is if they're like a top 2 seed. And if that is the case, I feel like Dorian will be the player where like coaches. He wouldn't get fan voted in. It would be like a coach's vote or something. Where the coaches are like, man, Dorian is so important to that team. We got to get him in the all-star game. Like, his defense is so good. He's shooting 40% on threes. We got to get him in. Huh? The best moves of the offseason. Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat. That's fucking hilarious. Jalen Suggs to the Magic. Hilarious. The Washington Wizards trading Russell Westbrook. Yeah, that ended up being good for the Wizards for sure. The Bulls offseason. They had a good offseason last year. Patty Mills to the Nets. That was an okay move. Didn't really matter much, but it was an okay move. Yeah, so this just goes to show, man, these guys got no clue what the fuck's going on. They don't know the difference between their right foot and their left foot. The worst move of the offseason. Yeah, DeMar to the Bulls, right? The New Orleans Pelicans offseason, which was what? They traded, signed and traded Lonzo for Devontae Graham. I mean, in retrospect, their offseason really wasn't that bad. Like, Devontae Graham was not very good for them. But their draft picks, their rookie class was incredible. Russell Westbrook to the Lakers? Yeah. Well, that one was terrible. Doug McDermott to the Spurs? Okay, that's just like a random worse move. The Brooklyn Nets not re-signing Jeff Green. Didn't really matter. The most surprising move. Dennis Schroeder to the Boston Celtics. I actually forgot about that. Kemba's buyout, signing with the Knicks. The Portland Trailblazers offseason. What did they do last offseason? Nothing? Was that the Dallas Mavericks offseason? Let me see what they were saying. Dallas and Portland were labeled as surprises for not finding ways to do anything to upgrade their teams around their heliocentric stars. Fuck. Hey, man. Hey, NBA writers, I'm presenting a challenge to you. Please, write an article that mentions Luka Doncic without using the word heliocentric. Can you do it? Is it even fucking possible for you? Huh? Is it even fucking possible for you to mention Luka Doncic without the word heliocentric somewhere in the sentence? I challenge you. This is actually funny in retrospect because like Reggie Bullock was a gigantuan upgrade, like a huge get for the Mavs. And I guess yeah, like what did they even do that? What? Blazers retaining Norman Powell. They signed Cody Zeller and Ben McLemore. Yeah, wow, that was a terrible offseason. Why are so few teams tanking now? Flattened draft lottery odds, recent playoff success by smaller market teams, the play-in tournament, lack of turnover in front offices. I just don't think tanking is a viable solution anymore. Like, it just doesn't, you know. You might as well just see if you can get 18 draft picks from a team for one of your good players. That's a better rebuilding method than tanking. Huge Bullock is a beast and would help any championship team. Oh, for sure. A Dougie McBuckets mentioned. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like, Dougie McDermott, the worst move of the offseason. He got like $10 million a year, didn't he? Did they even talk about Doug McDermott on here? Dorian Finney-Smith is the steakhouse fries of the NBA. Offers so much but gets disrespected due to not being a big name. No. He's the garlic fries of the NBA, right? Garlic fries. Or maybe the potato fries. Fits a role, plays a specific role, and plays it incredibly well. We all sitting here acting like Josh Green ain't about to be Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved Player, All-Star, All-NBA, All-Defensive Team. Who's going to win each conference in the NBA title? Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat. Neither of them won. Lakers, Warriors. Okay, some people did pick Warriors at least. Jazz? Wow. Nuggets. Last year's article was boring. Westbrook is a smiley fry. Cool a long time ago, but not good anymore. Finney-Smith smokes up some good shots too much. That's all. We all sitting here acting like Josh Green. I already read that. Closer to 13 million, I think. Wasn't it like a 3 or 4 year deal too for Doug McDermott? I remember being a little bit shocked by that. Shout out to Dougie McBuckets though, man. Former Mavs legend. All right, no, okay. Before I cut the stream, just because I don't have much else to talk about, I thought I would spend a little bit more time talking about that article. Where's the Cowboys schedule? I want to do something really quickly here, where I go back and I look at my tweets from Dallas Cowboys game day, because I just want to give you guys that might not know a little bit of an inside look into how fucking much I despise rooting for this team, and how much it upsets me when they lose. And it'll give you a little bit more insight into why I just don't really feel like talking about them much this year. So let's look at some of their losses. Broncos loss, November 7th. All right, let's see what I was tweeting then. Until, let's just go 09 since 06. Let's see. What was I saying? This is the worst part of being a Cowboys fan. Lose to a shit team and they never shut the fuck up about it. Man, 0 likes. Wow. If I tweeted something right now and I got 0 likes. Wow, look at this shit. I'm fighting for my life right now. 11:45 a.m. Oh god. I'm drunk. Luka carry me home. Luka motherfucking Doncic. Oh, this was the Celtics buzzer beater. I know for a fact. This was the Celtics buzzer beater. These jerseys are so bad. Yeah, they are. I'm talking about the City Edition Mavs jerseys from last year. The green ones with the 15 inches of space in between the Mavericks and the numbers. They're the same contract. Would you rather have Bertans or Doug? I think I'd rather have Bertans. I could go to that tweet right now and ratio you. All right, here we go. Let's see. Defense should be fucking embarrassed. I'm going back to sleep. That's why I don't remember anything about this game. Yeah, I'm not watching this shit. I still can't believe that Aaron Rodgers interview. Hilarious. This is the worst Cowboys game in a very long time. I actually remember. I actually did not watch this. I remember now. And look at this. I'm like live tweeting about the fucking the Charlotte Hornets game. I'm live tweeting the Charlotte Hornets game instead of watching the Cowboys game. Unbelievable. What's another loss? Chiefs. We already looked at that one. Let's see if I did tweet something on Thanksgiving. They lost to the fucking Raiders. I don't remember anything of that game. Like, I honestly don't know if I watched. I genuinely missed the NBA today. NFL's a fucking snooze fest. You guys see? You guys see? Like, I'm not even... What the fuck is Mike McCarthy doing? Too much turkey this morning. Oh, shit product. Man, I'm just out on it. Turn this shit franchise off and enjoy your Thanksgiving, everyone. Oh, my God. Dude, I got fucked up the night before. Man, I must have been going through something. I must have been going through something this time of the year last year. Anytime I tweet this out, I was hungover. 11:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning? Man. Why would any casual fan want to watch the NFL? This shit sucks. That's right. Country music sucks. That's true. It does. This franchise is embarrassing. Yeah, Tony Pollard is hard carrying. That's it. I just don't care. What's another loss? Let me see what I was saying after the playoff game. Let me see what I was talking about after the playoff game. This is in the middle of the NBA season, so I honestly might not have cared. There's a very real chance. It's much more tame than I'm thinking. I'm on the other with your NFL team. Tyler Dorsey propaganda video next. I think I'm going to do Tyler Dorsey, Jaden Hardy, and like Theo Pinson as one video. The Cardinals game was bad. They won that game, I thought. I guarantee you I don't have any tweets there because I was legitimately sick and I don't think I watched. What is all this shit? Oh, this was 2021. This was when I was really going hard with the NFL, like posting highlights and shit. I gotta do 2022. Here we go. See, look, it's all Mav stuff. As a Dallas Cowboys fan born in 1995, all I have to say is, yep, that's so true. Yeah, this is this is when I blocked the Cowboys. I was just done. You will never see Cowboys content on this channel ever again. Fuck you, Dallas Cowboys. Yep, hate these losers. I really do. I don't know how much I have left in the tank to root for this franchise. Kellen Moore's brain when he plays a good defense. Yeah, Dallas defense playing tough so far. The fuck are you talking about? Words can't describe my hatred for this team. It's not just the losses. It's that they're always in the most absurd fashion. Our stadium is literally blinding our players. That's right. I forgot about that. I don't remember who it was, but somebody couldn't catch a pass because they literally couldn't fucking see it because our stupid ass stadium, the fucking sun shines directly into the players' eyes. Connor Williams, get the fuck out of my city. Oh my God. Wow. Jesus. That was maybe a little bit aggressive. My boy is jacked up. Cowboys 48-3. Oh, well, Michael Irvin will always get me hype. God, I hope Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of the Eagles forever. Good start for the Cowboys. That had to be sarcastic. If the Cowboys don't score, I'm turning this shit off already. You can feel it in the fucking air. That's always the thing about the Cowboys that I hate. NBA clears the NFL in every way imaginable. Imagine if the Mavs season ended after a ref body checked Luka in the final seconds of Game 7. Oh, man. I was tweeting about Eric Gordon getting buckets in the middle of this Cowboys game. Brunson is getting more than $20 million a year. I was right about that, man. I was right about that. I stand by my prediction that two of the... Oh, shit. Hold on. Am I getting into bad take territory here? I stand by my prediction that two of the following three players will not be a Dallas Maverick next year. THJ, Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith. There's still an outside possibility this happens. I want to bring Brunson back, but unless there's an under-the-table agreement in place, the front office has to at least test the waters in the trade market. If he keeps playing like this, teams are going to throw him bags to be the main initiator on the offense. Somebody's got to hire me. I should be working in the front office. I really should be. Is the Luka Brunson ceiling higher than what we just saw play out with Damon McCollum? Well, they both made it to the conference finals. I kind of like going down and reading my old tweets. Dude, check this out. Rookies and second-year players develop into better players. All the young players that apparently sucked in LA, Lonzo, Caruso, Ingram, Randall, Hart, all got traded and have been key players for other franchises, some all-stars and franchise players. Is LA just a tough place to play? Is it distracting? What is it? Oh, Festus Azili tweeted that? Miles Bridges 50 bombing coming. You guys, I used to love Miles Bridges. OGs no. All right, y'all starting to critically underrate Miles Turner. I want to see the Mavs get creative at the deadline if they're making a big trade. Well, Mavs fans think you can find a solid starter for THJ and Powell. Pay him, pay Dorian Finney-Smith, find a legit starter for Hardaway and Powell, and let's go. Yeah, that shit's not happening. John Morant missed a dunk after the whistle. Oh my God, the John Morant push was so shameless this past season. The NBA on TNT was literally tweeting John Morant missing dunks after the whistle. It was so shameless. Anyways, man, I just wanted to show you guys that so you guys understand when I do inevitably talk about the Dallas Cowboys in the coming weeks, that it's not coming out of a place of love. It's coming out of a place of pure hatred and anger. Is that healthy? No, it's not. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Will I continue to do it? Yes, unfortunately, because I can't quit. Do I wish I could quit? Yes. Do I want to quit? Yes. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going live on Thursday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to grade every single team's offseason. That stream might be a little bit longer. This stream, I just wanted to get back into the groove of things. And I think on a stream sometime soon, I want to go over... I don't fucking want to scroll down all this shit. But I want to go over this tweet that I had. The range of seeding outcomes. I like doing stuff like this. You know, what's the best case scenario for a team? What's the worst case scenario for a team? I want to expand on this a little bit. Why I think this for each and every team. Ja Love is so undeserved and still not convinced he's better than Garland or Pat Bev. Okay. I wouldn't say Ja Love is undeserved, but I will say like it was a little bit egregious. It got a little out of hand at times last year. You would gobble Bertans Glizzy. All right. I think that's a good note to leave on right there. Just getting back into the mix of things. Not a lot going on in the NBA right now. One of the most boring off seasons of all time. But hey, before you know it, it's September. We'll be a month away. Eurobasket starts on Thursday. By the time I go live, I think the Mavs game, or Jesus, not the Mavs game, the Sylvanian game will already be over. So we can talk about how Luka did. Any other Mavs players playing in that? Tyler Dorsey for Greece. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Who's playing in that? Eurobasket schedule. Tyler Dorsey will be playing for Greece. Anyone else? Lithuania? Isn't Bertans Lithuanian? Or no, he's Latvian. The Latvian laser. So that's just it, right? And Frank is hurt, so he's not playing for France. Jaws, our generation, Allen Iverson, so he got the hood support. I mean, Jaws is incredibly fun to watch. Like, I understand the love, but it got a little egregious. No one talks about how Jaren Jackson is injured and the Grizzlies bench got worse. No, yeah, the Jaren Jackson injury is spicy. But all right, guys, thank you guys for coming out today. Just something light to get us back in the groove of things. Thursday, I will be grading each and every single NBA team's offseason. That'll be a fun one. Tomorrow, I wanted to have a propaganda video up tomorrow, and I might. We'll have to wait and see. There's a possibility that who should be my next propaganda? I wanted to do Dorian Finney-Smith, but that one's going to be a little bit extreme. I think I might do Bertans. Bertans shot Kennedy. Bertans the real Dallas sniper. Everybody is getting one. Everybody is getting one. Every single Mavs player is getting a propaganda video. It's just the order of things. I think I might go Bertans next. That's what I think. I think I might go Bertans next. But all right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you guys on Thursday. Be on the lookout for a propaganda video tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on Twitter or in the Discord, or whatever the case may be, if I'm doing that. All of the OGs, thank you guys very much. Could have spent your Tuesday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. We stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We post videos all of the time. Right now, it's very Dallas Mavericks centric, but in the coming weeks, it will expand to be more NBA centric. Talk to you guys later.